Now we're going to talk about how to complete a reevaluation if you recommend discharge at the end of Auth. So from your main menu, you go to your dashboard, go to your provider view. Same as before, you're going to check in and open the note. Then from here, make sure the case is the correct. The date is the actual date of service. Then you're going to come over, your type is going to be reevaluation. Then you're going to SLT standard. You're going to come down. You're going to do the same as you did. Choose your eval type, your time in, your time out, your timestamp for the parent signature. You're going to come down and you're going to post charges. You're going to circle check save. And to finish the note, you save and return to the note. This is what's a little bit different on recommendations. You're going to have to go ahead and put continued therapy. However, we're only going to have the duration for the remaining time in the auth. So if this kiddo, let's say this kiddo's auth is up on, we're doing the eval on 11/23, but let's say his auth is up on, say, 12/22, then what we're going to do is we're going to manually adjust the dates, which they should already be there, but you're going to put 12/22 for the end. Your frequency is only going to be for what, 3 weeks. And this is what we have to do in Raintree to make it populate appropriately so we can. So as soon as you change those POC dates and the frequency and duration, you check save. And then return the note. That way the recommendation time, dates and times will save, because this is going to end, but not until the end of the auth. So again, just to kind of recap that a little bit, your recommendation for a re-eval that you're recommending discharge at the end of auth is you still put continue service, but you only do it for your frequency and duration you change to however many weeks you have left. And for your adjusted POC dates, you're going to have the date of your eval, but you're still going to have your auth end date. And then you circle check save. And from there, you go back to your subjective and you do it just like a regular eval, concerns, and you go through and you put observations, areas of concern, primary communication, reliability. Remember to put your statement under reliability of how many visits were missed during the last authorization period and why they were missed and why we couldn't make them up. Objective findings, again, that's your testing, your objective findings and your standardized testing. You right click, add, put everything, in like before. Only put the level that they're at now. So he's, almost age appropriate, or he's pretty close. And then you circle check save. You go on just like a regular eval, then your assessment, same. Now, what's different again as you get to your treatment plan? When you get to these goals, you get to your long-term goals, you open it up. You're going to come down to your short-term goals that you're currently working on. And this time, you're not going to create a new goal, but you're going to put your end date is going to be the end of your auth date. And you address yes, and you click, and you put whatever current level they're at. And then you click OK. You're going to put up here discontinued. Or you can put partly mesh discontinued or whatever, but it's going to be discontinued on this end date. So again, on your short-term goals, under your long-term goals, and your long-term goals, you can put an end date too, which is your end auth date. That way, everything has an end date when you're in the system, and your either yourself or your SLPAs can continue, or your assistants can continue to work through your goals through the end of the auth period. If you don't do it this way, then Raintree will shut it down at the date of this eval. So again, your goals are just your long-term goals. You just double click on it. You put an end date. For your short-term goals come down here, you just put on them that you're going to discontinue them, but you put the end date. And what I do on mine is I put mostly met, because at this level, they're not completely met. So I just put mostly met, click the floppy, and then you put the end date. And you address yes, and you click OK. Or you don't change the current level. And what's kind of cool when you're doing these, your current level, the notes, whatever the last treatment note was, the current level populates here. That's kind of cool. So you're going to change each one of these and click yes. So that way you have a target end date. Now we're not there yet, but it shows when it's going to end. And then when you've got that all addressed, then you just circle check save. And you do that for each one of your long-term goals. Then again, these are to be anticipated in, and I put, I just kind of leave it as this is right here. And you're back to your recommendations page. You've got like 3 weeks left to finish it out. And then you click circle check, save. So that's how you address a reeval that you're going to discharge at the end of the authorization period.